What's up, old man Nostalgia? Dave here with my best songs of 2024, my top 10 songs of the year. Gonna go through my list 10 to 1, talk about what songs I love the most this year. All these songs but one were on an album I also reviewed, so check those out if you want more extended thoughts. Of course, see the links below for my best K-pop songs of the year and my best albums of the year as well. And make sure you come back for movies and TV top 10s as well. We're in the season. It's best of. It's top 10 season. Let's go. So coming in at number 10 for me is Whiplash by Aespa. The last few years I've been holding the number 10 spot on my list for the song that makes my number 1 K-pop song list. And this year that was pretty easily for me, Aespa's Whiplash, a song that I absolutely adore. I played this song ton, partially the reason why Aespa was in my top 5 for Spotify Wrapped artists. This is, I think, a really catchy song just because it's like a pure club banger with K-pop like grafted onto it, and I just find it so catchy, so compelling, so pulsing. The beat is so easy to revisit, but also the vocal performances from the 4 Aespa members also really stick with you. I think it's just a great song, one of the best songs Aespa as a group has ever made, part of the amazing year they just had. Kind of an easy inclusion for me, number 10. Number 9 for me is That's So True by Gracie Abrams. I'll be honest, coming into 2024, I was not really up on Gracie Abrams. I was not a fan of the first album, hadn't really been paying attention to her too much. As we know, the female pop space is very busy, very competitive, so you got to really stand out to, I think, command people's time. And Gracie, to her credit, really found an audience and leveled up with the release of her second album, The Secret of Us, back in the spring, or rather the early summer. And you could easily take a song off the original release and put it on the top 10. Big hits like Close to You, I Love You, I'm Sorry, Risk. I'm sure you'll see those on other lists. But then what really grabbed me with her totally was when in the fall she released the deluxe version of The Secret of Us. That's where That's So True came out, and this song just immediately exploded for her, and that was when I really got it and understood the core appeal. Simply put, Gracie just writes in a way that's very relatable, very appealing to a large swath of people, and it just makes a lot of sense that in the Taylor Swift pop world that we live in, someone doing something similar like Gracie does would find an audience eventually. And I think she kind of leveled up. The songs just got better, and then That's So True just kind of became undeniable. I think this song is very catchy, but also I love the way it pulses. I love the way it propels itself forward. I love her vocal inflection. She does a lot on the song with her singing. It kind of goes up and down. And then, like, in terms of, again, her writing, like, a line like "I think about your dumb face all the time" just kind of instant classic in terms of this type of music. The song's a banger, and honestly, Gracie, I think she beat the Nepo Baby accusations at this point because the work is there now. She's of course the daughter of J.J. Abrams. So yeah, shout out Gracie Abrams. That's that one album that I didn't review this year at all. Everything else on the top 10, I did talk about the album the song is from. But yeah, shout out Gracie Abrams, number 9. Number 8 for me is Vince Staples with Etouffee. Vince, he's a regular on my list, album or song, one or another. Usually there's something I really enjoy about what he puts out. And with his latest album, Dark Times, this is a song that when I first heard it, it immediately grabbed me as, okay, that's clearly the best song on the album, and that's clearly one of the best songs Vince has ever made. And I think just simply like the dark, matter-of-fact rap verses that you get from Vince, something he does a lot, matched with this kind of triumphant chorus where Vince, does kind of more melodic singing. I think it's like an absolute like home run of a song and just one of the best Vince songs, like bar none. It kind of knocked me out the first time I heard it. Number 7 for me is Happy Music by Heady One. Heady One also made my Spotify Wrapped artist top 5, which I wasn't necessarily expecting. I did a lot of like catalog listening to him as I was doing kind of some playlist management on Spotify. I think that partially contributed to it, but also because I listened to his new album from the summer a lot, the album, the last one. And on that, a lot of songs I like. But Happy Music immediately stood out to me because this is a drill song. Obviously, Heady one of, if not the best UK drill rappers. We know what he does at this point. But this is a UK drill song where lyrically It's kind of heady, talking about his own mental health. It's like therapy drill. That's what immediately popped in my head as a way to describe it. So it has that catchy yet haunting, drum production that we associate with modern drill. And then you have heady rapping about a lot of stuff he normally raps about, but also like I think really like giving you this introspective, super personal look inside his head and what he thinks about things and how he feels about things. And he's certainly a great storyteller, but that to me was a side of him that I've never really heard, at least not in this way. Number 6 for me is Million Dollar Baby by Tommy Rickman. Obviously, this is one of the biggest songs of the year, really exploded in the spring, and I immediately love this song. It's the follow-up single, Devil is a Lie. I also loved a lot. I think I've even played that song a bit more, to be honest. And I think about these songs in the same light, but these two songs together where Tommy Rickman, just his falsetto that he leans on a lot throughout his music, but that falsetto just really grabs you, and this very funky throwback production, just a kind of an instant earworm, especially on the hook with this song. And while I didn't think the album quite lived up to the early promise of these big hits, it's pretty clear that he has something here. He has kind of a knack for pop melody, but he's doing it in a throwback, throwback style. And this song really blew up on TikTok and became a genuine hit for a reason. It's just that catchy. Number 5 for me is Kalani's After Hours. The Kalani albums have been up and down for me for a while now. I've never loved any of the albums completely, but there's always songs, there's always moments, there's always choices that I really, really appreciate about Kalani's music. And After Hours, when I heard it, I was like, now that is the Kalani I like. That is some of the best work she's ever done, because this is, not more of a stripped down R&B song that she does a lot. This is super up tempo, super fun, kind of party bop from Kalani. So it's like, that kind of banger quality, but coached in the Kalani sauce, so to speak. I think this song's very propulsive. It's very fun. And I kind of wish she made more songs like this, to be honest. My number 4 song of the year is Burn by Kanye West and Ty Dolla $ign off the album Vultures 1, the first of the 2 albums they released this year. Those are albums that are largely unsuccessful. Vultures 1 better than Vultures 2. I talked about both albums at length. And there's a few highlights on those songs. I think a lot of people would point into Carnival off Vultures 1 as the biggest hit of them all. Certainly a song I like a lot. But when I first heard Burn, I was immediately grabbed. I think this is bar none one of, if not the best Kanye West songs of the 2020s. Like and obviously that isn't saying a whole lot. His music is in decline, as we know. But I think this song is absolutely incredible because it's such a throwback to when his music was great and what he used to love about him, despite all his warts, despite all his problems, right? That was a song that when you hear it, like, wow, like that's why he's one of those guys. That's very throwback, like 2000s Kanye. So self-aware, so introspective. I think about this song the way I think about Reborn off Kids See Ghosts in 2018, where it's the same kind of feeling, where it's like, wow, this is like a brief moment of old Kanye brilliance, which we just don't really get anymore. So I think Burn, it's a short song, but I think the Kanye verse is absolutely incredible. And then Ty, he croons so well. He matches so well with Kanye on a song like this. More than anything, a song like Burn just leaves you wanting more because you feel like it's still in there somewhere, but we just don't get it as much as we want nowadays. Number 3 for me is Focus by Nicki off her album Buzz from the late summer. I was lucky enough to even see Nicki perform live this year, and I loved this song live. This was the clear highlight of Buzz to me. I think this is where Nicki's like really stellar songwriting is on full display. Is a song like this talking about a guy who just doesn't get it romantically. I think some of the best writing she's ever done, some of the stickiest lines are on this song. And the kind of like call and response stuff she does in the beginning when she's talking about telling her friends things and how she modulates her voice on those moments. I think that part's very catchy as well. I love this song. To me, it's one of my favorite Nicki songs ever. Number 2 for me is Lunch by Billie Eilish. Now, this is not the most popular Billie song off the latest album, Hit Me Hard and Soft. That's clearly Birds of a Feather. That song is massive. When I heard the album, I thought Lunch was going to be the biggest hit of them all. I didn't see the Birds of a Feather hype coming. I'm still standing by though, Lunch. I think that's the best song on the album. That's one of my favorite Billie songs because it's kind of unlike most of the other songs she's made lately, because it's kind of conventional pop melody with Billie Eilish of all people doing it. She's so talented as a singer, as a writer, working with Phineas, of course, but like when you do that with like conventional like earworm traits the way you have with the chorus of this song, great stuff. And then on top of it, what she's actually writing about, I find really impressive. The fact that you take pop melody and you put it on a song that's whole chorus is about eating a girl's box. Like, what more can you say? It's very impressive. And even if you're not connecting to the lyrical message, again, the song is just very catchy. It's very well made. It's total earworm. So I'm a huge fan of the song still. And coming in at number one for me, probably unsurprisingly, is Not Like Us by Kendrick Lamar. The moment I heard this song in June, I believe it was, I was like, oh, well, top song of the year. That's decided. It's over. And come the end of the year, that was true. I mean, a lot's been said about this song. We know it's a big song. I talked a lot about this song's impact, the Drake Kendrick beef. Again, go back, listen to all that. Of course, I reviewed GNX. There's a lot's been said about this song. I think just to kind of distill it down, we can talk about its impact and its musical traits independent of that. Musically, it's just an absolute epic, like LA throwback banger. It's catchy as fuck because there's so many amazing quotables, just great line deliveries, crazy moments. It's so fun to revisit because the beat is so good and reminds you of why LA and LAG funk is so popular, right? Just look about like the viral videos of like people putting this on for their like young babies and they're bouncing around because this is a song that makes you want to bounce, right? The song itself is great. And then of course you talk about the meta nature of Drake or Kendrick defeating Drake in a rap beef with a hit. The thing that they said Kendrick couldn't do to Drake because Drake was the ultimate hit maker. And that's what Drake kind of did to Meek Mill back to back, right? Like the fact that Kendrick defeated Drake at his own game, that's what made this so mind blowing in that front. And then we take it a step further with the recent developments where now Drake is at odds with his label and suing them over the practices he claims they did about promoting Not Like Us, which is also on his own label. Just an absolute miracle, one of the great rap diss tracks, but also just an awesome song in its own regard. I mean, I think about the moment this song had at the Pop Out concert in LA in June, right? Where Kendrick played this song like 6 times in a row. Yeah, Russell Westbrook and DeMar DeRozan, LA natives bopping around to it, right? I mean, just what this song does to people, all the quotables, all the lines, the fact that it's an amazing diss track about what it's saying about Drake and things like that, right? I mean, it's just an absolute miracle of a song, honestly. Just a song I never get tired of as well. It's pretty awesome that this song became so big because it's, I think, so well earned. And of course, we've known how amazing Kendrick has been some time, and he's had plenty of hits to this point. Let's not make any mistake about it. But it's really cool to see him have one of the biggest songs of the year as well. So yeah, that's my top 10. Just to quickly recap, my top 10 songs of 2024, we have Whiplash by Aespa, number 10. Number 9, That's So True by Gracie Abrams. Number 8, Etouffee by Vince Staples. Number 7, Happy Music by Hetty One. Number 6, $1 Million Baby by Tommy Rickman. Number 5, After Hours by Kalani. Number 4, Burn by Kanye West and Ty Dolla $ign. Number 3, Focus by Nicki. Number 2, Lunch by Billie Eilish. And number 1, the best song of 2024, Not Like Us by Kendrick Lamar. Again, let me know what were your favorite songs of the year. And of course, before we go, we got to talk about some honorable mentions as well. And I should remind that I have a personal rule where if I take someone's album from my best albums list, I don't take a song from them on the songs list in addition, just to kind of keep that diversity. So as a result, I have some Charlie XCX songs that are honorable mentions because her album is on my list, unsurprisingly. Apple 360 Club Classics Remix. Also loved her song with A.G. Cook, Lucifer. I mentioned Tommy Rickman's Devil is a Lie. Honorable mention for me, Dua Lipa's French Exit, to me the clear highlight of her album that otherwise was a bit disappointing. Tinashe's Nasty, Thames Burning, Shoreline Mafia comeback with Heat Stick, J. Cole's Ready 2024, the Doja Cat Scarlet Deluxe song Urge with ASAP Rocky, 21 Pilots with Backslide, not surprised to see that, Dochi, Alter Ego, and Nissan Altima, Thick by Shy Girl, Jammy Jam, Eric the Architect, Dadvocate by Childish Gambino, Peace You Need, Fred Again, Thank God for Me, Schoolboy Q, and Jump by Tyla. I would say those are all my honorable mentions. Of course, listen to a ton of music. Let me know, though, what were your favorite songs of the year. Of course, everyone has a different list. There's a lot of worthy contenders. Let me know what you were thinking. And of course, see the links below, best albums, movies, TV, etc. Get it all. Let me know, and I'll see you next time.